What's up, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Honestly, I've had food poisoning. I had food poisoning last Friday. It's been a fucking week and a half and I'm still struggling to recover. But I have been able to train, all right? So I got like 2 bench sessions in last week and 1 squat session. This is my first real week back. We basically had to reset the whole prep, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is, man. You roll with the punches. I'm just, grateful to be here. Grateful I get to show up to the gym and do this. My grandfather has not been doing well. He's been in the hospital for a while now. And just to think about what he's been going through, and he's like 94, 95. This is nothing. You know what I mean? I have 4 working limbs, young. We're able to lift heavy. We're able to train, do what we got to do. So no complaining around here, Without further ado, I think we're just going to get right into it. I'm going to start warming up, and then we'll get to the squats. All right? So, yeah. Recently, I've been doing a more extensive dynamic routine before getting under the bar for any of the major lifts. And it's mainly because what I've been finding is my body has just been super stiff and extremely tight. I don't stretch ever, never really did throughout my career except during the pandemic. And I think that's really held me back. But also too, what I've noticed is if I can find ways, especially at this level, to unlock an extra % of performance each session, then that extra % will compound and will add up across all of our sessions, right, throughout the year. So I owe it to myself to leave no stone unturned, and just continue finding new ways to excel and grow, But yeah, so I did some jumping jacks. I did some random bullshit, and I'm gonna do these goblets, which you guys have seen before. And then I'm gonna finish with some leg swings. And then really, the next big piece of my warm-up is how I warm up once I'm under the bar. And I'll show you something I've been doing recently that really, really has been helping. I don't know if it'll continue to. Sometimes these types of changes are just kind of like one-off, but I do think it'll really help. And I'll show you what I mean. But yeah, I'm still recovering from this food poisoning, man. It's crazy how long this has been taking my body to just heal from. It's insane. I basically ate undercooked chicken, which is a big deal. But this song that's on right now, it's one of the new songs from Fit for a King. I gotta check let's see, what is the exact one? Begin the Sacrifice? Bro, oh my God, that's going into the lifting playlist. Now, the only benefit, I will say, to having gotten food poisoning and basically having to take almost a full week off of training is my body feels a little bit better. It's not as like achy and stiff and in pain. Still some pain, but I've been dealing with a lot of like left knee, left hip stuff and a crazy hip shift in my squat. And I will say that that's gotten a little bit better just because my body's had to take off. Okay. Boom. Open up. No, don't make fun of me. Last time I really had to do these was like football camp back in high school. Cool. By the way, before we get on the bar, hopefully you guys can see this fit right now. It's not bad, right? This is all Gym Reaper. They sent me a bunch of stuff, equipment, apparel. Equipment, I've really only tried their 13 millimeter belt. It's pretty good. Clothing though, it's pretty dope. There's very few companies right now, bro, that like, first of all, I don't really buy training clothing anymore, but very few companies out there who make stuff that's my style, that I like, that also fits well, that I actually would want to wear. And out of the pieces that they sent me, at least, there's a mirror behind this camera, that's what I'm looking at. It's not bad. The mesh shorts were really nice and comfy to squat in. They were like pretty high quality. And the mesh shorts are nice because they have zippers on the pockets. I love that. Somebody with thick thighs, a lot of times it gets tight around here, so it pushes the pockets out. It looks weird. Like, these aren't bad. These are an XL, so they're gonna be a little long, you know. But anyway, all right, let's get onto the bar. What?
You look like a little acoustic.
Who looks acoustic?
You.
Me?
With these little things.
Because my headphones? I look acoustic?
Because they're so high up.
Oh, like on my head?
No. It's like...
Oh.
Looks like your ears are up there.
Like I said, the biggest thing is that, you know, we've got a contrast now between your heavy hip thrust day and then, you know, lighter, you know, volume day. Yeah. And then really what I'd like to do is get you to a point where, man, dude, this flooring is always so uneven. That's like my biggest pet peeve. Get you to a point where, you know, we could start doing variations of the hip thrust. And then you have like, quote unquote, a competition style hip thrust that you do. That you know, as long as you're pushing and progressing that, and if that's seeing progress, then you're making progress overall. What are you doing? No. Bro, people are gonna think, actually no, fuck it. Let them draw conclusions. So what you guys are seeing me do here is pretty self-explanatory, obviously. What I'm doing is I'm hitting the hole and I'm holding that bottom position for several seconds. And the key difference here is I'm not allowing my body to relax into the bottom position and feel a deep stretch. I am intentionally and actively holding myself in that bottom position. The difference would be like this, ready? Hopefully you guys can see this. Difference between me doing this and just sitting here, you know, super loose and shit, versus me doing this and holding this, right? You'll see, once I get to like 3 reds even, by 3 or 5 seconds in, I'm gonna start shaking. So I've been doing that, has been helping tremendously with the warm-up, feeling really strong, confident going to the hole, also just getting everything warm, the stuff that usually would feel really stiff and achy, you know? So yeah. We have a RPE, like, I want to say it's RPE 3 to 4 today for a top set of 5. But to be honest with you, I took 464 or 475 or something like that for my high bar 6s last week. And it was super easy, so I think I'm going to probably take around like 5. I mean, I don't want to speak too soon, but we'll probably aim for like 550 today. We'll see. Because that would set me up pretty well. Because I think John wants to do like a 5-week block instead of a 4-week block. Sometimes when we have these issues where we have to reset, what we do is we have like a week 0 instead of a week 1, because technically a week 1 is not like a deload week. It's more like a reload week, right? You're kind of starting off week 1 at the same weight or maybe even slightly heavier than you would have of the original block or the previous block's week 1. Whereas here, we may not necessarily be able to do that because we were sick, you know what I mean? So we have like a week 0. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. Maybe I feel like a fucking god today, you know? Which even if I do, we'll still try and stay super true to the RPE and be mindful of the fact that we gotta create a progression across time. But, okay. Tell me if my feet are even. bad, dude, not bad. Not bad. We'll probably take it down to like 2 reps once we hit that 3rd red. Once we hit the 4th red, we'll probably just do 1 rep like that, and then we'll take our top set. Yeah, let's load this. Okay. Let's do it. Not bad. I'm telling you, I think that the long pause, the long hold in the bottom position during warm-ups really does help. Okay. Probably take 1 more warm-up. Like I said, it's supposed to be RP 3 to 4 for a top set of 5, but I hate when he gives me RP, dude. Fucking hate it. Okay. Didn't hold that as long as I should have probably, but not bad. Not gonna lie to you guys, I 100% feel like I'm gonna shit myself. I'm not even saying that to be funny. My sister's laughing, but I'm not saying that to be funny. I genuinely feel like I'm gonna shit myself. So we have 5 reps to get through. And the problem is that these shits have been, a little, what would you say, wet. So they might squeak out. Just saying. But how bad do you want it? If you're not willing to shit yourself during squats, you don't want it bad enough. A little uncomfortable. A little heavier than a 3 to 4, which is super demoralizing considering the fact that I'm a 765-pound squatter or more, and 550 is humbling me right now. But everything considered, life goes on, Just put the blinders on. Let your coach do his job, and you do yours, So I have 2 back downs now, sets of 6 with an 8% drop. So This is 507. Yep. Life. You fight really, really hard to take a half step forward, and then with the snap of a finger, life knocks you back 5 full steps. And if your name is Gavin, it adds an extra 2. That's what we're built for. God gives his toughest battles to his strongest warriors.
These are medium. Did you know?
What?
These are medium?
Those sleeves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was wearing a large.
No, we talked about this. You were looking at the left leg, right leg, left leg. It depends on the sleeve. I wear mediums, bro. These are mediums. These are mediums. Oh, so you need to know how to warm up to your squat 1 rep max, right? Okay. For those of you watching, don't ever do the squats like that. That was bad. Treat every rep like a single. My sister has to hit a 1 rep max on squat. She's never done it before. She's squatted before. She's never hit a 1 RM. So of course, naturally, she asked me how. World's greatest 93 kg squatter, who not everyone has access to. So we're gonna help her do that. Okay, she already took the bar. Ugh. Okay, go ahead. Let's go, don't be a pussy. You got this. Good. Find that spot. No need to rush. Confident. Doesn't need to be too tight on the bar. Good. Take your time. Rebrace. Come straight down. Boom. Good. Re-rack it. See? What? That looked really good. That looked really good though. Okay, put a blue on. You put it on. That small ass fucking.
Oh my god, that's like a rubber band.
This is a funny TikTok.
Okay. It's a cool Pioneer belt. A7 makes one like that. That's IPF approved.
Really? They're smaller.
If I don't work with SBD, I'm gonna wear that.
Well, I like how
No, but they have one that's like a actual 13 mil. This is from Pioneer.
That's lever,
But it's that
right?
type of lever, yeah.
Really that.
Yeah. Okay, so just a heads up though. That was really easy. When you're warming up though for your squat 1 rep max, you take your time, not too much time, but just a little bit of time. Because remember the goal is force production.
What?
Force production. All right? So when you're warming up, the goal of the warm up is technique, is yes, you want to feel warm, but technique and confidence, those 2 primary things, okay? That's supposed to get dialed in as the weight just slowly goes up. And by the time you hit your top set, you're like, I'm ready, let's go. You know what I mean? All right, so go ahead. Good. Remember to breathe and brace. Good. Strong. Patient walkout. Good. Breathe and brace. Good. Boom. Rack it. Now, only thing I'm going to say is don't let out too much air when you go to reset your brace, okay? Not that you are doing that, just be mindful of it. Last thing you want to do is have all of this tension here, and then, and you see how I collapse? And then I have to reset. Bad. All right, so you want to boom, boom. Yeah. Oh, I gave you my clips. Fuck. Bing, bing. Okay. Done with squats. Supposed to, now I was supposed to drop the weight even more on that second set, but I didn't. Oh well, guess we're just that savage. Good, strong. Come on. Good, in. Okay, how'd that feel?
Did I hit death? I don't know.
Don't worry about that right now. We have it on camera, but how did it feel?
It's alright. I felt like heavy on my back more than my legs.
Yeah. So,
I tweaked my, I went too far out. Just a little bit in my groin. I think I have to keep my,
yeah, keep your feet straight.
yeah.
And all I want you to do is you be confident. It's gonna feel heavy.
Yeah.
It's supposed to feel heavy. I mean, you've never done it before. So, don't let that shock you. What you need to do is hit it with confidence. I'm serious. You can laugh, but that's what it takes.
I'm laughing because you're at breath post still.
I'm not a fucking runner, dude.
You gotta do the Metcon with me, I'm telling you.
Good. Come on.
You got this. Come on.
Be patient. Take your time. You got this. Good.
Yep,
Good.
yep, yep.
Nice. How'd that feel?
Heavy, but you know.
A little grindy towards the top. And that's pretty typical of like a high bar, right? Because now you're in this position and you really, if that bar was a little bit lower, you'd imagine how you'd be able to kind of just fucking like leg press it. But when it's here, it's just a little bit harder. So it makes a high bar squat a little bit more challenging. Heidi reminded me of something that's actually very true, which is your body doesn't know the difference in weight and numbers, right? It's gonna be in here.
Yeah.
So how this feels versus 20 pounds heavier, I'm telling you it's the same fucking thing. If it feels heavier, it's because it's in here. So you really gotta make sure that, really basically just don't be a fucking pussy. Just body it. Like get fucking angry and be like, yeah, motherfucker, I'm gonna take whatever the fuck I want. And then I'm gonna take it again. You're just gonna get right up into the door, right up into the wall. Put your head up against it and think about all the shit. It's like a gorilla.
Yeah. Like
God. Audrey going for a 1 rep max got me fired up. Oh. Yeah, that's my close grip. It's wide, right? Looks wide.
I mean, it's wide for you, but it's also a lot closer.
My close grip is pinky on the ring for like benching. If I'm like tricep development and shit, then I'm much closer, but yeah. Yup, come on.
Let's go.
Good, take your time. You've got it, you've got it. Let's go. All you. Come on.
Come on.
Yup, fire. You okay?
yeah.
Well, so let's take a step back. So what do you think went wrong?
Stepping out.
You hit the sides.
I hit the sides.
That can be a little jarring.
And my feet, so I had to reset my feet. And then.
A lot.
Yeah.
And how much of that do you think is due to just the circumstance versus you just being anxious?
I don't think I was anxious.
I think your back is weak.
Yeah.
And it's mainly because you've never trained like this. You never trained heavier, you never trained these harder compound movements, right?
Yeah.
So when that happens, not only do you need your back to be thick and strong, but you need everything to be coordinated, okay? So it's great if you have a really strong back and really strong legs, but if you're not used to coordinating the two and having them both work in unison and trusting each other, then it's never gonna work, right? So that's right there is a sign, you know, that's feedback you can give your coach, okay? The other thing is, truthfully, low bar will help with that. It's like a Band-Aid in a way, okay? So if you wanted to, I can teach you low bar, and you can try this weight again. I mean, look, at the end of the day, we're just squatting, right? So you saw how like you're okay, and granted these safeties suck, but I can move these up, and then you could literally just dump it, you'd be fine. So I'm here, so you're fine. So you have nothing to worry about. It's more so just how confident, how comfortable do you feel If the weight is just simply too heavy, it's too heavy. But if you feel like, no, you know what, like with just a couple small tweaks and changes, I think I could get it, then you can retake it, you know? Yeah. So that, with the white, was a very, very clean 1 rep max. Yeah. Like that's a great training 1 rep max because it wasn't a crazy grind, but it was challenging. So that means any percentage that you do relative to it should be accurate, right? This, if you get this, even if it becomes a new 1 rep max, can you say it's a true training max? It'd be tough. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, because all of a sudden 70%, most days is really gonna feel like 75%, and then it just scales, it gets worse. So you can stop here, or if you feel like you wanna take it again, you can take it again. RP3 single. Decided to go with 165, I think this is. I don't know, I think this is like I'll see you later, babe. I think this is like 365 about for a close grip primer single, like week 0. It's not bad. Cool. All right. Nice. Easy. Yeah, one thing I've been practicing more, which, dude, I constantly switch back and forth between these things from prep to prep, but you could see a soft touch. So I started reincorporating the soft touch because I found my body desensitizes to the technique of a sink very fast. In other words, when I go from a soft touch where I'm used to keeping tons of tension, almost to the point where the tension itself is what's stopping the bar. I'm not stopping the bar, like the tension itself is stopping the bar. When you go from that to a sink, it's an easier transition for a true sink because a sink isn't just relax. Okay, that's not what a sink is. A sink, you're basically maintaining tension as you absorb the bar and then allowing your torso to take on more of that momentum, so you're decreasing the amount of tension you have on the bar, right? And the sink kind of comes like straight down, maybe even slightly into the legs a little bit, and then you're firing back up, right? Now, that's why the sink can be really helpful because not only does it help absorb that momentum and then create that in return, like a nice stretch reflex, but it also helps relieve some of that tension you have to maintain on the bar in the hardest position of the press, hypothetically. So when that happens, it's easier for you to, over time, desensitize to that because you get used to just dropping the bar and relaxing with the weight, right? But when you go from a soft touch to that, a little bit easier to have that feeling of, I need to maintain tension, you know what I'm saying? So what happens is over time, I just kind of lose my ability to have a really quality technical sink. And then it just, you know, once that happens, it defeats the whole purpose of the sink. It ends up all over the place. You end up fucking up your bar path, just everything. So yeah, also too, I found that the soft touch builds a lot of quality strength. Like if you can soft touch it, you can probably sink it. Whereas the reverse is not always true. So yeah, so that's why I've been training the soft touch. And not all the time, I might incorporate the sink again on my comp day, but yeah, whatever. It is what it is. All right, let's keep it rolling. So that concludes the session. I know it's crazy. All we had was squat and bench. It's kind of cool. I got to help my sister out with her new squat 1RM. It's very rewarding to be able to help my siblings with that kind of thing. That wraps everything up. I'm not going to lie to you, very short session. But I kind of like it like this because it's a primary squat day. So knowing that, like, okay, I just get to focus and lock in on my primary squats. We hit some good bench, and then that's it. It's nice. Like, it's a nice feeling. It just allows me to really focus and just lock in on what's most important. I'm excited for this new block, for this new training approach that we're taking, that John and I are taking, because in the past we used to do a ton of power building style stuff. Like, that's my bread and butter. That's what I love. The problem is, I think it's held me back quite a bit. There's only so much my body can handle, especially at the level that I'm at, and I've just been feeding it way too much. I don't know any other top level athlete, especially male, who weighs around what I weigh, who does or did as many accessories and push them as hard as I have. So I definitely think that has held me back a little bit in some respects. And truthfully, man, I'm not gonna lie, like, not to toot my own horn here, but we've gotten pretty fucking far training like a power builder, you know? So now I'm excited because we're gonna be training like a power lifter. You know, we're really going to be switching gears, and it's not gonna be this crazy drastic difference, but we're we're switching gears quite a bit and manipulating our approach enough so that it really does resemble like what a true powerlifter's training might look like. It does come with some costs. Obviously, it's not the most fun thing in the world, and I do really enjoy my accessories. I like to get super jacked. I want to hit all my leg extensions and do all my Bulgarians and do all my chest flies. And also, I want to do all that stuff. But I also want to be number one in the world. And if sacrificing that type of work is what will unlock that next level, then fucking so be it. I'm all in. We burned our ships. So that's what I'm here for. Also, I am opening up a wait list for my private coaching, something I haven't done in years. I have been coaching athletes still over the last couple of years, but I haven't been taking on new athletes for the last couple of years. And I'm very excited to unlock kind of like a tiered system approach to this. I'm very excited for it. So we're going to be opening up a wait list for athletes. You do not have to be a powerlifter. You do not have to compete. You don't have to be somebody who even wants to get super, super strong. Maybe you're just trying to get in shape, build confidence, lose weight, whatever it may be. My specialty is like strength, hypertrophy, fitness. Okay, that's kind of like what I specialize in. But of course, I do have coaches and team members who specialize in other things, right? Like high rocks, CrossFit, that sort of thing. So we can service a lot of people. But I'm big on specialists. I want people who specialize in certain things. I don't want somebody who says they can do it all. You know what I mean? We need a specialist. So if you want to be considered for private coaching, join the wait list. All right, I'm gonna put that link in my bio. Very excited for that. We'll probably open that up officially in the next 2 to 4 weeks, okay? The price range will be $225 USD per month, somewhere around there, to around $525 a month, okay? So more than welcome to join the wait list. Very excited to hear from you guys. And beyond that, man, what other updates do we have? I think that might be it. I'm pretty excited for the future. And I really appreciate you guys tuning in, man. I'm really trying to grow the channel. And it's tough because everything's a science, But I think we're starting to kind of figure it out. And yeah, man, I'm excited. So, all right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll catch you next time. Peace.